After 6 weeks in office, the John Dramani Mahama-led NDC administration held its first cabinet meeting involving 19 ministers where they discussed 3 critical issues of importance to the country. The foremost issue that was discussed has to do with the state of the security of the country, where the Interior Minister, together with the Defense Minister and the National Security Coordinator, gave the account of the security situation in the country, where they indicated that the country is safe and strong.
Related incidents of chieftaincy, land conflicts, and at the cabinet session today, the security chiefs were on hand to provide an update on the steps that have been taken to, as it were, bring the situation under control and ensure that they do not recur. So all that was part of the briefing. If you take out those isolated cases of conflict, which in any event predate the coming into power of this government and have been raging for decades in some instances, the general security situation is safe, and one can be confident that we can go about our activities peacefully as a people.
Well, the government spokesperson, Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, also indicated that another important subject that came up for discussion has to do with the 24-hour economy, where Guzitano is leading that particular initiative. And he says that government is on a course to immediately roll out that initiative, which is set to boost the economic activities of the country and create employment opportunities for the teeming youth of the country.
He briefed cabinet on preparations so far towards a full rollout of the 24-hour economy. And one was left with the impression that tremendous work had gone into what is arguably President Mahama's foremost transformation plan, which aims to convert the Ghanaian economy from its present state into one that never sleeps and works around the clock. The briefing from Mr. Tano and his team shows, I beg your pardon, that we are on course to ensuring a smooth takeoff.
The final issue that was discussed, which is very important for the Ghanaian people, has to do with the financial sector, where Felix Kwakye-Ofosu indicated that the finance minister has been doing quite a number of things to ensure that the government's agenda of resetting the economy is actually on course.
We campaigned strongly on Ghana's failing economy. And indeed, our fears were borne out when the finance minister made his briefing. The situation is dire. The numbers are even worse than we had known in the period of the elections. But the minister, the president, and others involved in the management of the economy were confident that the proposals, the policy propositions, and the program that President Mahama has put on the table were sufficient to turn around the situation and lift the pall of economic hardship and despair that has hung over this country and its people all these years under the new Patriotic Party, where economic mismanagement and imprudent decision-making was commonplace.
Responding to questions from journalists on the matter of the energy situation of the country, Felix Kwakye-Ofosu indicated that the situation is being handled, even though there are some pockets of issues regarding stability of power across the country.
What I can say is that the energy minister is aware of the situation, and in the coming days he will be engaging the public on what the threats that we faced at the very onset of this government, which related to the closure of the West African gas pipeline and the failure of the previous government to meet its obligation of providing fuel for thermal power generation, was averted. Government has brought in adequate supplies of fuel, but it is important from time to time to engage the public to address concerns that they may have.
However, government in the coming days is expected to hold the National Economic Dialogue, where it will deliberate on issues bordering the economy for a turnaround. Reporting for GHOne News, Abdelhanan Adam, Presidency, Accra.